My name is Charlotte Schwartz. I was born in Toronto at Women's College Hospital in 1982. I'm a first generation Canadian, so both of my parents immigrated to Canada from Hungary and the United Kingdom. I was raised in a neighborhood called Weston. It's in the west part of Toronto and very, very similar to Regent Park. Even my mom, who raised us in a neighborhood not dissimilar to Regent Park, was like, do you know, like, it's dangerous and you shouldn't maybe live there on your own? And I was like, I think it's fine. And I almost stayed there for 4 years just to defy her because I never felt unsafe living there, and it felt very much like the neighborhoods that I was used to. Don't get caught up in the thing that a lot of people who are coming into the neighborhood or coming into the city do, which is to get comfortable in your home, but otherwise, disappear into the background. Appreciate that you are the neighborhood and you have huge things to contribute to it and a voice to use. And all of those things are really important. And without them, Regent Park doesn't exist. Without them, Regent Park becomes these giant condos. When you're like exhausted and you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I don't look great right now. I'm so excited. And you put on a little bit of makeup and you feel much better. I feel like they've tried to do the same thing with this neighborhood. And again, without actually addressing any of the other, like I can put on makeup every day, but if I don't start getting 8 hours of sleep every night, I'm gonna just look progressively more tired. And the same thing is true of the neighborhood. If they don't start to address the actual issues that exist in the neighborhood, of which there are many, the shiny building and the fresco, it's not gonna matter. One of my children attends school right in the heart of Regent Park at Nelson Mandela Park Public School. Working on the parent council there this past year, and also having a child who's been in school there for 5 years, I feel obliged to use the privilege that I do have to make some noise for the people in the community who can't necessarily, for a myriad reasons. But what we were able to do was foster a relationship with the school's superintendent and trustee. We had them attend one of our meetings. And one of the things that I said during the meeting was like, this is a new year and it's a new parent council, and these things won't be happening here anymore. We're just not going to be dictated to and take whatever it is that you're giving us. And that felt very aggressive for me because I'm not that aggressive, but it worked. We have families that are like third and fourth generation Regent Park households that are still in the neighborhood. And there's a reason why they stay, and it's not because they have to. There's some beautiful heritage housing across the street from my son's school. And those are $1.5 million houses or more. Totally inaccessible to the majority of people living in the city, and particularly the majority of people living in Regent Park. People choose to live in Regent Park because it's Regent Park. The more people that care and invest in a neighborhood, the better that it becomes. I mean, the same principle applies to a child. The more that you invest in that child and make them believe that they're capable of anything, the more likely they are to do really great things. And I think we have kept places like Regent Park down intentionally for years and years and years, telling it like you would tell a child that you'll amount to nothing, so you're just going to get the worst that we have to give you. It fights back in a lot of ways because it's still very much here, and it's still very vibrant, and it's still very colorful, and it still smells like 8 million delicious things at once. It's a really great part of the city. If we tell it that it can do anything it wants to do and it can be a really great place to other people, it can do that, will do that. I just hope that people start to care more about places like Regent.